Hello and welcome to my channel. This video is going to be about the moon, lunar phases, hemisphere specific views, what the moon should be doing based on your location, and what we are actually observing. Alright, so we're going to come down to orientation by latitude. In the northern hemisphere, you can read this, waxing and waning, how they show left and right sides. Southern hemisphere, the moon is observed from a perspective inverted or rotated 180 degrees. And you can experience that here. Southern hemisphere, northern hemisphere. Equatorial regions, the moon is sideways. Equatorial regions are here, and then we have your mid and high latitudes, or the Arctic zone, your temperate zone where I am in. Now, here is the dial a moon. It's something you could just put in the correct date and time, and it will give you a northern hemisphere view of the moon. This is how it should look. Granted, some tilt based on your location, right? I mean, the moon will change, the way it looks will change based on your location. So obviously you can change it around to, we'll just say 12. You know, it doesn't really change. Now, here is a video from the same, basically from NASA and the LRO at the same time. This is a video you can, this is 2021. This is Northern Hemisphere. They have a video for Southern Hemisphere. You can look at the whole year of how the moon should look. Now, that is based on this. Basically, what they're saying is from the Tropic of Cancer north is where you'll see the moon look like this. And then in your southern hemisphere, below your tropical zone, it'll be the exact opposite. It'll be turned 180 degrees. Now, the only way you could see the moon flip was by traveling the globe in one night. And I will show you that you can do that every night now from your porch. Okay, so this is what NASA and JPL, they all say what the moon should look from the northern hemisphere. Temperate zones and Arctic. Well, here's the moon that I took tonight about a half an hour ago. You can see that that's not matching up. An easier representation is you can go to timeanddate.com, put in your location, and it will give you what your moon looks like. It doesn't show what it should look like. It mimics it. So as you watch throughout the night, or you continue, you'll see what this is doing, and I'll go over that. Okay, so we've gone over that. Now, what we are seeing this is tonight. Now, this is some pictures that I have taken over back in 2019. The moon should not be doing this. We just showed that. We just looked. Does this look like this? No, it doesn't. It's turned. It's not my camera. It's a picture with a binocular. It's the only way. I just bought some so that I could try to get some pictures of the moon, and I got enough detail. What you're seeing here is like the rabbit ears. Where is it? Here we go. Now, some cultures, they believe there's a rabbit. We say man on the moon in the United States, but this is the easy one to depict. you can see the rabbit ears are here and the head and the body's around here. And you can see in my moon picture here as well. I haven't been able to get pictures at night with any kind of detail. They're just a blob. So I could only try to get pictures of the Terminator line. Now, you can go through this video. Let me just go through it. Just let it play through what it is now currently. So this is over days and weeks. And you can see the wobble, which is what they call libration. So right here, moon phases 2021, including libration and position angle, northern hemisphere. So you can see that from our view in libration that the moon does wobble some, but this is over days and weeks. That's not what we're seeing now. Now remember, we have hemisphere specific views. All right, now we have the moon rotating at about 15 degrees an hour here in these photos. And these I took more recently back in last summer. This happens every night. Now, this is a diagram that was made. Down here we have what the moon, it's just a drawing to interpret what the moon should be doing down here on the bottom, these three. Now what we are seeing is this, the face of the moon rolling. Here's another, this is one I made to show it. Northern hemisphere turns clockwise. Southern hemisphere, it turns counterclockwise or anti-clockwise. It doesn't matter whether you're in the northern or southern hemisphere or even the equator, the moon is doing it. The equator does a little differently. It'll do like a quick flip 180 degrees over 4 hours rather than where in like your temperate zones of your northern and southern hemisphere, it's more of a roll, 15 degrees an hour or so. So we should not see this at all, ever. The moon should rise and pretty much set in the exact same orientation. We shouldn't be seeing the moon doing wax to wane in one night. Meaning, let me get my picture back up. No, this one. So this is waxing moon. Left side dark, right side lit. Now it takes from it to switch from waxing to wane, that's like a 2-week period. But the way the moon is rolling now in one night, you could see a waxing moon and a waning moon in the same night. Now it's not the moon, it's us. Earth has tilted on its side. And now our sky is rolling at the exact same speed the Earth rotates. And I'm not talking about circumpolar star navigation. The moon is equatorial because it orbits around our equator. It should rise and set in essentially the same orientation, like this. Not like this. This should never happen anywhere on the planet. Let's just go back. There are many examples you can look up on YouTube of this going on. There are lots of channels that are out there seeing it. They don't quite understand why. That's okay, but they are documenting that the moon is doing this. So it isn't just my pictures. There isn't a few people. It's a lot of people. You can just search moon upside down and it'll show you. Okay, so now it is not only the moon. We have the sun doing it too. This is taken from the Philippines. I have circled the sunspots, and you can see the timestamps of when these are November of last year. And you can see the sunspots are turning clockwise from our perception here on Earth. Now, I know a lot of people are looking at satellites like Stereo and Soho, and none of them show this because they're out in space. So they have the satellites oriented upright like they should. So they don't see this. But we, the observers on Earth, do see this phenomenon. And it is because the Earth is on its side, and we also have Jupiter doing the same thing, turning like a clock. Your skies are also doing the same. We'll watch Orion. Orion will turn counter clockwise in the northern hemisphere. I have witnessed this. Okay, so to recap, this is what the moon should look like from my house. This is what it actually looked like. Now, despite what someone else may tell you, this is not correct. It's very, I mean, you could simply just go by Lunar Phase Wikipedia page, and there's millions and millions of other websites that are out there that will tell you how the moon should look from your location. And your hemisphere and your latitude. And none of them say that the moon should do this. Where's my little, I had a little video set up too. It's disappeared on me, but I gotta find it real quick. It's a great little example. It's a GIF made of someone who had taken a bunch of pictures of the moon in the southern hemisphere, and put a little video together with it. I don't see it, and I don't know if Windows Media Player will have a history I can find quickly. I'm on another screen trying to find it quickly. Where did it go? Well, okay. I can't find it easily, and I want to keep the video going, so go outside, look at the moon twice. That's all you got to do. Is look at the moon twice, 3 or 4 hours apart, and you will see the moon doing this. And it shouldn't be. Like I said, you can go through every website out there, and none of them will tell you the moon is supposed to do this. Now, some people may say, well, no, field rotation. Field rotation does not apply for a person going outside and observing the moon at any point. You're not taking a time lapse. You're going out and you're looking. Or you may be taking pictures even 3 or 4 hours apart. But field rotation doesn't apply when you're not doing a long exposure, or you're trying to get a time lapse where you're tracking an object. That's what those equatorial mounts and field rotation, it helps you track that object. Now, if you look up astrophotography, you'll see in astrophotography and unaided naked eye viewing of the sky, none of it will tell you you need an equatorial mount, or none of it will say field rotation. Because field rotation only applies if you're tracking an object to keep it in focus. That's what it does. It doesn't correct your sky. It keeps your image that you are trying to track in focus. Well, I did find these pictures. These I got from a Facebook group. Now, they were taken on different days, but that's okay. You can see the rabbit ears here. they are of the same state, Oregon, and full moon over Mount Hood, Oregon. There are 4 days apart, but as you can see, uh, the rabbit has moved. It's rotated. There's essentially is both full moon pictures. Some are beginning of the full moon and then the end, towards the end of the full moon 4 days later, January 5th and January 9th, I thought. Anyways, so it doesn't matter where you are in the world. All you got to do is go out and look. Equatorial regions, it's a little harder. It does more of it stays there, and then bam, 4 hours later, it's done a 180-degree turn. We have those reports. I know people that have taken pictures of it, and it's on their page. I'm just not gonna bring it up. For that because that person is trying to keep the trolls away from him. He's got a life to live, and he doesn't need the headache of stupid trolls that go out there and just basically try to tell you you're full of shit. So, but science and observation and millions and millions of websites backing us on this. I mean, it's pretty clear that in no shape or form should the moon be doing this. All right. Let's see. I guess that's pretty much it, guys. So it's Sunday evening. I am going to enjoy the rest of my evening and see you all on the next one.